Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to Instant Analysis. I want to go through the Florida Georgia game. And once again, just listen to me. Once again, when the moment was there, Billy Napier, in my opinion, has proven he's not good enough. He's taken a top 4 pick in the NFL draft in Anthony Richardson, and he failed to produce. He has Mertz, who is not as good, but he is failing to produce. He is intent on running an offense that does not, and I repeat, absolutely does not fit the talent that he has. But he's determined to implement some type of power running game. I don't know what he's trying to do. It looks god awful, and the performance is god awful. Not saying that they're not going to win games. I'm not saying that they might not become bowl eligible, but Florida goal isn't to be 7-6 and bowl eligible. This is not. Florida is not Mississippi State. Florida is not Mississippi State. If you are a Florida fan and you are happy with these type of performances, I would argue you're not a Florida fan. Because the Florida fans I know are some of the most arrogant, and not in a bad way, but in the real way. They expect the highest level from their teams, especially since the 90s. Especially since the 90s. It's been almost 20 years since Florida has won a championship. What was that last one? 2008? Was the last one in 2008? Okay, well, maybe not quite almost 20 years, but it's been a long time, right? And because it's been so long, because of the investment in Florida football, it's just been kind of blah. Blah. You know what I mean? And at this point, it is time to move on from Billy Napier because I don't think he's that guy. That is my thoughts. That is my opinion. I don't think he is Norvell at Florida State, who has been able to turn it around. I don't think it's in him. So, shout out. Remember I said last time for the Georgia Bulldogs, I said the Georgia Bulldogs in the last few games have been putting up some pretty decent offense. Like, they've been showing a lot of signs of being such a balanced and well-oiled machine that they can beat you however you need. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. So their level of a talent and ability really has been exceptional because it's been so good, because it's been so exceptional. Because they've been so balanced. Their defense don't have to be as good, even though against a piss poor Florida team. And they gave up a lot of tackles for loss and sacks and stuff like that. But me personally, I do not blame the offensive line. I blame the offensive coordinator for putting the team in a bad position in which they are not able to be successful. You are not going to hold up against the Georgia defensive line and linebackers. They're too good. They're too talented. They're too fast. You're not good enough. But you are good enough. Remember early on in the drives, a lot of quick slants. They were moving the ball, a lot of quick hitting plays. Nothing that's going to take too long to develop. We hit it. We play fast. And if Florida plays fast, they have opportunities to be successful. And they decided to stop playing fast. They lost the opportunities to be successful. And guess what? There you go. And so with that being said, don't forget to hit the like button if you found this information to be helpful. This is a new program, Instant Noodle, in which we just kind of give a quick take on the analysis. But let's go into the stats. Final score, 43-20, Georgia Bulldogs. As you can see, if you just look at the stat line, start out the game 10-7. Florida went for it, or Florida went for it on 4th and 1. They ran a trick play. I don't know. They were, a jump pass situation. I don't know what they were trying to do. It was 4th and inches. Run the quarterback sneak if you're going to go for it. I don't know what they were trying to do. Georgia, number 2 from Georgia, I forget his name, sniffed it out, stopped it cold. Let's not look how many tackles for loss Georgia had. As a team, Georgia had 8 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. They were all over the field. But like I said, I don't blame them. If we look at Graham Hurts, 2 fumbles, 1 lost, right? He was under siege. Throwing the ball, 25 of 34. Graham Mertz is that efficient quarterback. He's not going to, pass for 400 yards, anything crazy like that, generally. But he can manage a game. He's a game manager. But you have to put him in a position to manage the game, to make throws in which he can be successful, and you're not doing that. You're simply not doing that. You're not giving the defense a chance. Look at this balance. Remember I told you, 315 yards in the air from Carson Beck, who was originally from Jacksonville. Edwards, 96 yards on the ground, 15 carries. Kendall Milton, 55 yards. You know what I mean? This was a thorough beatdown. And if my memory serves me correctly, I think that is 3 straight games where Georgia has beat down Florida by more than 30 points. 3 straight. Some people refuse to put Napier on the chopping block. If you are not good enough, you don't belong. It's better to get rid of you now and move forward than try to hold on to something that is not there. It's better just to get rid of you. If you're Georgia, you must be loving this, as you should, because this is where Georgia football should have been a long time ago. There, with the Rick days, Mark Richt, as when he was the head coach, they had these starts and stutters. Never quite good enough. But the level of talent, the level of investment, Georgia is here, especially being able to replace the quarterback. That was pretty impressive. They've been able to turn over their offensive and defensive lines, you know what I mean? But the chance to replace the quarterback, still have the skill positions. And this is without the best player on their team and maybe one of the better players in the country, their tight end, Brock, right? And he didn't play this game, and it didn't matter. It opened up the field to these other playmakers. Look at McConkey, Lad McConkey, right? 135 yards. Love it. 83 yards. They spread the ball around, and they were still able to be successful. I'm not going to lie. Eugene Wilson, shout out to Eugene Wilson III, Trey Wilson from Florida, went to Gaither High School. He's legit. He is a darn good football player. And I would love to see him transfer to another team. He's too good for Billy Napier. Just way too good. Can you imagine him in Colorado's offense, or even better, imagine him in USC's offense out in the Pac-12 won't be a thing anymore, but just in a different offense. Ooh. Eugene Wilson, not gonna lie to you. Young man. You should go to Florida State. You would crush it in that offense. You would be so good. That yeah. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but we're in the world of the NIL, and sometimes it's a thing, and you got to do what you got to do. But let me know what you think about it in the below. Does it matter if the Florida Gators get bowl eligible? Should they let the coach go? Is Georgia finding its rhythm and becoming a national championship contender? I say yes. I think Georgia is the number 1 team in the country. They have looked the best overall to me over the last few weeks, and I am of the opinion that they can win the national championship, and I'm of the opinion that Alabama can beat them. So I think both of those things can be true at the same time, and they can rematch again in the national championship game. It looks like that the SEC may get 2 teams in the title again. But let me know what you think about in the comments below. Catch you guys on the flip. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Peace.